Hello everyone, we are here at Bergen, Germany at the NATO exercise Steadfast Start 2026. I'm here with First Lieutenant from the 43rd Czech Airborne Regiment.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much for being with us. And I have some questions for him. Some of you know that I regularly talk with a German Ukraine veteran, and he asked basically some questions about the validity of airborne operations in modern times, particularly because if for airborne operations in a near-peer conflict. So basically if you have combatants that are on more or less same capability level, so not like global war on terror, so more like what we see now in the Ukraine war. And the major issue is in airborne operations in the past, they generally only worked with surprise, and in some cases not even there, particularly like Second World War, if you think about Operation Market Garden. Also the invasion of Crete by the Germans of the Insel Crete worked, island Crete worked kinda, but there was heavy losses. And so the first question is, are nowadays, particularly with all the surveillance and also open source, like even social media, is a surprise factor even achievable nowadays? Or did the general way how airborne operations are conducted or airborne units are deployed changed completely? Particularly interesting because I think the Czech introduced the Airborne Regiment only a few years ago, so you had a smaller unit before, I think.
Battalion.
A battalion, and now you have a whole regiment. Yeah. How many battalions does it consist? 2, 3?
It's just regiment. It's not consist of more battalions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's battalion plus.
Okay.
Now regiment, but we don't divide it to a regiment.
Oh, okay.
2 battalions. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, me Second World War thinking regiment is always 2 or 3 battalions, doesn't apply anymore. Okay, thank you. So, but you have basically now a regiment. What is the nowadays how you use airborne operations, or how are airborne troops used?
In my opinion, it can be used, as you said, in the first phase of operation in a conflict, that there is a surprise effect, and when you see on Ukraine war, there is no surprise effect anymore, and you can see that airborne units are used as light infantry, because when you can surprise the enemy, he is prepared and defend positions. It's nonsense to use the parachute operations and jump deep into the enemy territory, because there is a high risk of to be shot down by anti-aircraft, etc.
So not even basically reaching the drop zone.
Yeah.
So basically, you say the surprise effect can be achieved in the start of a war, but basically once the war is ongoing, it's a very low chance to be used.
Yeah, because when the potential enemy has his anti-aircraft protection deployed and in readiness, it's high risky to use planes to drop the parachute, because we jumped from low altitudes and it's so easy to shut down the aircraft.
Is there also an approach that more or less smaller units are employed in very small detail, that you can still achieve a surprise on a tactical level, or is this not an option?
For me, when you need seize some objects or territories on a tactical level, you need to have bigger units than smaller units. For me, smaller is platoon and company, but when you need to seize some territory, some important crucial terrain as bridges or important harbors, you need to have more power units, more than just company.
Yeah. So what is basically then now how do you train, or what do you see in a future conflict for the Czech airborne troops, how they are used then? Because so just in the beginning, and then you're degraded, to light infantry duty, or how is this in the whole doctrine?
I think it's that the airborne units still have place in armed forces, but I understand that the role of airborne is much less than before because of the change of the all operation warfare. So now we train a lot as light infantry. We train how to clear the trenches, how to fight in urban area, because very probably we will be used in these conditions, not as airborne on a parachute.
And is one aspect more or less on the strategic or operational level now also that you have airborne troops because they are faster to deploy and to deploy and to move around as well, I guess. So it's more you shifted more from the tactical to the operational and strategic level, or is this a wrong assumption of mine?
For example, in this case, we are very high reaction forces, and it seems to me that it makes sense to be airborne and to be able to parachute, because it's the most fastest way how to be deployed everywhere.
Now, in terms of equipment, particularly like if the war is ongoing, are there some changes? Like, for instance, see for the Russian VDV, they have now tanks in the equipment and material. Is there something similar happening on your side, or is there something planned? Like, okay, eventually we will attach a tank company or something, or already training on tanks, or having organic tank units?
No, we still aiming for to be the airborne and light infantry, not something like another branches like mechanized and more armored. Not, we are just airborne and light infantry. It's our goal to be.
Now, in terms of the changing shape of the battlefield to a certain degree, there's a lot of people that are talking about basically urban warfare will become the predominant form in the 21st century, because we have these mega cities, and also most conflicts. I mean, a lot of people are in cities, of course, concentrated and everything. Are you specifically training for urban operations as well? Because that's the prime where usually people say that's light infantry terrain.
Yeah, in our regiment we have 4 combat companies. We say commando, it's some company plus, but 2 of the 4 are specialized for war fighting in urban areas, and 2 are for mountain operation. So yeah, we train a lot fighting in FIBUA and CQB and everything common.
Okay. So to sum this up, and correct me if I'm wrong, from my understanding now that the airborne troops kind of changed in the 21st century to be more light infantry focused, to be more strategically deployable, to have basically a reaction force, and to have more or less a universal light infantry that can fight in difficult terrain like urban, but also mountainous terrain. And overall, so yeah, that you have basically more specialized infantry, so that you're more specialized light infantry, but also to a certain degree more universal than like mountain troops or original paratroopers to a certain degree.
Yeah, we still keep the ability to be parachute, but we train much more now to be able to be deployed on our vehicles as light infantry and fighting in urban areas and in difficulty approach terrain, slow go terrain, because that's our place where we should be deployed, because we can be there fast and we have weapons to make these ambushes to slow the enemy. And
so you're also focused on delaying action.
We have many operation. Our doctrine is has many operation. We can use as assault unit to provide some ambushes and assault by fire. We can do some maneuvering, we can delay the enemy and defend the lines. We parachute to gain the crucial terrain, to seize the object of the enemy. We are very flexible unit.
So one final question, then I'll leave you alone. In terms of fire support, of what kind of weapons do you have? Do you have mortars?
Yeah.
Do you have artillery? So no bell.
Just mortars. We have 81 millimeters and 60 millimeters. That's 2 calibers.
So medium and light mortars, basically.
Medium and light.
Okay. And are they for every company, or do you have a support company that?
Every company has one platoon, weapon platoons. There is 3 squads of mortars, and we have also in our regiment one weapon company where we have the medium mortars and anti-tank missiles.
So the light mortars are on company level, and the medium mortars are on regiment level.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.